4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Good morning to everybody. With Stefano, Master Geopolitics from Italy. We have today a guest that we already had for a roundtable, which is Cheng-Wei Lai from Taiwan. In the subscription, in the description, you can find his channels. I posted all the links, so please go to his channels. Is very updated about Taiwan and also about Ukraine, whatever. So today we will try to have like let's say 40 minutes maximum chat about what is happening in Asia, what the media are talking about, starting with the three main argument of today will be BRICS, China situation, because there is other question that I prepared for you, but starting from BRICS and the end about Taiwan. If we can start about, let's say, BRICS, your opinion about it, because I have some question for you, but let's just start and then we see if there is also comments from the public.
Oh, okay. I want to introduce. There are two major things. There are two major things happening in China and Taiwan. China, Taiwan, and Japan. The first thing is about the scam. The scam incident of the Chinese Chinese scam. Who scammed the Taiwanese donation in early April. This year from the January to the April or May. So this is the first thing. The second incident is about the Japanese nuclear waste. The China propaganda has used the Japanese nuclear waste news as a incident to broadcast spread hatred for people to form the hatred against Japan. And the Japanese people are furious about the Chinese insult and their injustice comment on the Japanese government's decision. The first thing is that the scam in China who collect the collection from Taiwan. The incident is here. There's one travel YouTuber in China. The travel YouTuber in China, he was a teacher before 2018. But after 2018, he began to travel from like the Turkey, like the Europe, like India, and something else. And this year, his mother was ill. So the this travel YouTuber has shared with his mother's situation, and he emphasizes that China has has a very poor medical system, a medical supporting system to support his mother's disease. The disease is called 白血病 in the 中文. I don't know the English, but let me try. Let me try. The 白血病 it's just one disease about the blood. The blood is that you will have some tumor, like tumor in the blood, or the white blood disease. Yeah. And the problem is that he claimed that his mother had a very severe illness, so he need to collect money from everywhere, and especially the one who are very passionate is Taiwanese, because Taiwanese has the lowest criminal rate in the world. So we our social moral is very good, and people trust each other. So when we get this one complicated issues is that the Taiwanese people cannot defy the Chinese and Taiwanese people very separately. We think we are closest. So as we if like a foreigner, if maybe you have the blonde, yellow hair and the blue eyes, we may think you are now of my unity. But about the Chinese people, this is more complicated. Currently, the majority of the Taiwanese people think Taiwan is an isolated nation, which is not a part of China. But for Chinese people, we have another ethnic recognition. We think we are part of the Chinese culture, so the Chinese people are also our fellow. So this is a very complicated issue, just like the U.S. people and the UK people and their self recognition. This is very similar, but even more close because our nation didn't depart for more than 70 years. So because of this complicated issue, so the Taiwanese didn't believe what the China YouTuber has said. This Chinese YouTuber said. So we donated him a lot of money so that he could send his mother to Taiwan for curing the treatment because there is news and something which is proud of Taiwan is proud of Taiwanese that the Taiwan has the world's best medical care system. Our medical care system is not free, but it's very cheap. It's really, if you want to get a cold, you need really about $6 USD, and you don't need to roll line for more than 1 hour. So if you go to the clinic, you can.
Sorry. So
yeah.
if you need to go to hospital, like it's not for free. You need to pay in Taiwan.
Be in Taiwan.
Let's say that I need to go to hospital. Like there is no free healthcare.
Yeah, the medical care is not free in Taiwan, but the money is the price is really low. The price is low. $6 one Canadian cent. But the most thing is about the Taiwanese advantage is speed. The treatment speed is really fast. It's usually less than 1 hour, maybe 5 minutes. Like my girlfriend, once she went to the clinic, she only waited 10 minutes, and she get a lot of the medication for her cold. But in France, this is impossible to say because in France you need to reserve the doctor's meeting, and the doctor will see you, and tomorrow they will send the PO. But in Taiwan, this all the procedure can be finished in 30 minutes. So this is the Taiwanese.
So you don't need to go to the normal doctor. You go directly to the specialist, and it's faster. Okay.
So then the Taiwanese people donate a lot of money. How much? Is about $13,000 to help that guy to bring his mother back to Taiwan for treatment. But unfortunately, after 1 month, his mother died in the Taiwanese hospital. This is very sad because the time is not speed enough. So his mother died. The problem is that how much he spent on his mother. It's probably 2 million. It probably would be $10,000 US, $100,000 USD is really probably $100,000 USD. So there are $200,000 USD he hasn't been used. Okay. In Taiwan, we all happy is that if you receive donation but you haven't finished it yet, you need to send this donation to other part, like to donate to the Red Cross, like to donate to some other charity foundation, because this is donation. So this should be if you didn't finish this donation, you should distribute to other people who are in need. But this China YouTuber think that this money are earned by them, by it. Although this is the name is not it's just like donation, but legally he can take all of his money without punishment. So this China YouTuber decided to smuggle those donations all and even distribute it. So this thing has enraged and has angered many Taiwanese people. Many Taiwanese are very angry and feel they are deceived. And also this incident has spread it to China, and China YouTubers found this incident and said, "Oh, I know this guy is a scam," because in China, this kind of the white blood disease is paid. It will be paid by the China government. The China government is allowed to pay this disease, and you don't need more than 100,000 USD dollar you can finish the whole treatment. So this guy is definitely a scam. And this China YouTuber said, although this scam is not right, but Taiwanese YouTubers, Taiwanese people has also the fault, because the media, the people didn't clarify or didn't to clarify the truth from this this scam. If they have one sense to be aware of the scam, and they ask other friendly China YouTuber, they can immediately know this guy is a scam. So this tragedy won't be happened. So this is one certain incident which is very big in the Taiwanese internet network with China. Another part is about the nuclear waste. Nuclear waste incident. The nuclear waste incident is that the China government has executing their propaganda system to spread hatred to Japan. They say, oh, the Japan has sent a lot of the nuclear waste. This nuclear waste is highly toxic, and you may damage your heart. And now you see the Japanese, the 17 years old, the Japanese has stalkered us, and today now even the Japanese still try to doing something bad to Earth via the nuclear waste. So there are ongoing hatred against the Japanese. Many the Chinese netizen may call phone to the Japanese people randomly and said, "Oh, we hate you, Japan. We are the same. We all had to something like this hatred activity." It's certain kind of that the Russian funnies be against the West. It's just like that. There is now it's just the Chinese people against the Japan. So the Japanese people is very angry about it. So there's one store has write down a textbook in Japanese that said, "Hey, Chinese, this store is all used the food from the Fukushima."
Okay.
The food material all from Fukushima. And one Chinese said, "Oh, this is racism. Why you targeted the China people?" So he called the Japanese police and said, "Hey, Japanese police, this is unfair. Why he can spread the Chinese hate in Japan?" And the Japanese police officer come here and talk to the Japanese store, and the Japanese store that we have no means to attack the Japanese attack the Chinese people just because there are too many Chinese people against the Fukushima food. So we want to make it clear. We write that, hey, Chinese, this food, this store use the material from the Fukushima. Yeah. So we don't have the racism.
Okay. Let me. I have some questions from the public. So first one, it's like from Isla, from like Caucasus. It's like for someone who happily stays off Twitter. What is NAFO?
NAFO is about the internet community who in support of Ukraine. Yeah, NAFO.
Okay, perfect. Second one, it's from another guy from Telegram. How would the United States defend the first island chain?
Probably by sending a lot of weapons and ammunition to Taiwan. Just well, just like Ukraine, but the system might be different. We have one task that Ukraine might not have, because the Taiwanese commanding system is 100% similar to the U.S. commanding system. So U.S. can send their general to command the whole war in Taiwan. So after the combating, the one ideal situation is that U.S. can send the aircraft, and there are some generals, some elite generals on the aircraft carrier who will command the Taiwanese Taiwanese army movement against China. This is a very powerful support. Yeah, because the military, the general is the man of the army. So the Taiwanese people will use the Taiwanese fleet, but by the brand of United States. So this is a very strong support in the United States. But it is unlikely that United States will send their soldier direct to the battlefield. Unlikely, but it will definitely provide many supports. Yeah, and the support will be is expected to be more than Ukraine. Yeah. Okay.
So, other question that it's like more about market. Okay. So, this about Evergrande, Country Garden, Zhonggong. What is happening like to this like super Chinese colossus? Because Evergrande declared bankruptcy in US. Country Garden, a lot of bad news. The economical newspaper are talking about, let's say, a clock bomb in China. What is your opinion on the news in Taiwan?
Oh, no. We people in Taiwan has people in Taiwan who are familiar to China, or who even have visited China, or have one opinion that this weekend the real estate of Chinese company is going to collapse. Without any help, it will going to collapse. But now this is no doubt that they will fuck up. They will just collapse. But one thing we doubt that is how will be the scale, because the collapse can be a legal collapse, and it also can be the like Lehman Brothers in the United States, just like 2008 incident. So some people will think that this is something very like maybe it will be have the 2008 economic crash in China version by the collapse of the Chinese real estate. Personally, I tend to believe that in China there will have another 2008 economic crash, but other economy experts in Taiwan doesn't agree, because they say that because China used the controlled economy system, it is not a free economy system. So the consequence of the real estate collapse can be controlled to minimum. So they are more optimistic about the Chinese real estate collapse. So they think there will be a small disaster. The disaster will be controlled inside China, will not spread to the world. But personally, I doubt that, because the Chinese CCP Communist Party is well known as the corrupted units, corrupted organization. So I don't think they will spend their own money to save these bankrupt enterprise. So I doubt it. But the majority of Taiwanese experts doesn't think this disaster will spread to will spread to Taiwan. But Taiwan definitely will have some consequence, because we have 40% of GDP are related to China. So this will have consequence. So our economic situation currently is not good, but we are optimistic about our economy. Yeah.
So, it was a question about hospital, then we return back about Taiwan. So if I don't have any money and I'm homeless and I get sick on the street, will I be accepted into an hospital? And if I need treatment, will I get it if I will indebted to a hospital afterwards?
If you have the certificate that low income class， 我们中文 we in Chinese we call 低收入户，means the low income home low income the domestic unit 低收入户。Okay, so if you have this certificate, you have this certificate, so your medical fee will be free, and the government will pay all your medical care. Yeah, so this is so either homeless people or the person who have homeless people, they still have the good medical treatment, but not maybe not as good as the rich, but it will have basic medical treatment and paid by our social bureau. Yeah.
So, perfect. The other one, but it's more actual and interesting about this. The British Parliament has to be the first time referred to Taiwan as an independent country in an official document, breaking a political taboo for a foreign secretary, James Cleverly, that visits China this week. What is your opinion and if the media are talking about this thing in UK?
Okay. This kind of movement has been started since 10 years ago, or more exactly since 2016, when Trump has targeting from Russia to China, he targeting China and said that China will be U.S. the biggest opponent. Also, this kind of begins. So the Western Anglosphere, like Australia, like India, like the US, United States, like UK, and the people who are using English as their native language, they all try to find the baseline of the China on the topic of Taiwanese independence. So the first thing is the United States. United States has established the Taipei Act in 2019, which fully command assured or promise Taiwanese sovereignty status in Taiwan, and the U.S. will use any way to prevent the current peaceful condition, peaceful situation be changed by force. And this is the first, and for now on, the other countries trying to find what is the baseline of China. They were shooting the China's claim on Taiwan step by step. So the British the statement of the British is just another step from here. Okay, so British people is also has something about China because of the Hong Kong issue. When Hong Kong is getting back to China, then the president of the China CCP Communist Party, is called Deng Xiaoping. Deng Xiaoping has promised that in Hong Kong, in the future 50 years, the Hong Kong won't have any change. He came that. But merely after 20 years, the Hong Kong has changed a lot, and this break the CTC promise. So because of this, the UK doesn't believe China anymore. So the UK of the China, the relation between UK and China has deteriorated because of Hong Kong. So the UK is more and more want to support Taiwan instead of support China. Yeah. So this is the thing ongoing. I'm not surprised what the UK will be, because they are just they're just to find what is the next step to challenge China's the baseline. And I'm just watching the news, just like all of you. But what I'm watching is that okay, how many the new step can they move? Because we have said I have I've said, more than 15 of the way to test China's baseline. So this is the 16th way. Yeah.
Other question. So we are doing bam 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 today. Super. So we will try to make it concentrate and stay under 45 minutes. So I was taking a look about like the Taiwanese election 2024.
Oh, 2024. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Taking a look fastly to the candidates. I see that I'm seeing that the four candidates are like Lai Ching-te from
Yeah.
DPP,
Last in the
Hu Yuhi from Kuomintang,
mm-hmm.
Kowe J TPP, and Terry Gu Independent. Taking a look to the last polls, but when I will make the question, I will try to post the graph only to check. But they saying about 80 today. I think it's the last time. The last poll it's about 30 August. Says that Lai has 35%,
Yeah.
21% about Co 17% and Gu 17%. How is working like the presidential system for the election in Taiwan? It's like a first round, and the one that win like the majority take it all, or it's like two round. You need to be over 50% of the votes.
Okay. In Taiwan, we don't need our election system is that win take all. We don't care about you need to be more than 50%. No. If
Okay.
you got only 40% versus 39%, then the 40% you win. You don't need to get the second round. Okay, so this kind of presidency is just the first time in Taiwan. It is not be surprised of you. It's also surprised of us because before 2024, we are bipartisan. We only have the Kuomintang and the DPP, like the Tsai Ing-wen versus Inju Ma, Tsai Ing-wen versus Guo Yuhan, Tsai Ing-wen versus wait, I have forgotten.
But the DPP, the actual DPP, the Democrats are pro-China or against?
DPP is pro-America, pro-US, against China, and Kuomintang is pro-China, against the US.
It's
maybe
strange
not
because
much against the
Kuomintang,
US.
it was like the original party that was against Mao at the beginning.
But this is the past tense. The present tense of the Kuomintang is pro-China. It's still Kuomintang is still supposed the unification of Taiwan and China. So you want to be united China as one country. That's why people doesn't support the Kuomintang much. Also, the problem is like why now have four candidates? Each candidate have their own story. But I want to claim about the fourth one. It's called Guo Taiming. Guo Taiming is the president of the Foxconn, or he was the boss of the Foxconn. Foxconn is a very big semiconductor manufacturing enterprise in Taiwan and China, especially China. Foxconn is the biggest manufacturing company in China. So the Guo Taiming, the Guo has a very large business in China, and he had very good relationship with the CCP government. But why Guo still wants to get to the presidential election is not because of he is pro-China. Instead, because this is something very strange in Taiwan, because people who are from Taiwan who work in China will love Taiwan more and more. Because you work in China, you will see many kind of deficit, many kind of injustice, many kind of inequality in China. You but Taiwan is a good place. So you have more and more intentions to think that Taiwan is there. Taiwan is our home. We need to build Taiwan much. So the President Guo is actually not President Guo. Maybe he is a bad competitor. He is not Taiwanese president. The candidate Guo is just this kind of psychological state. He wants to save Taiwan. He wants to distribute the rest of life to engage in the political politics in Taiwan. It's just because he was worked in China, so he know that Taiwan is still his home. So he wants to build a good pet. He build a good pet in Taiwan. That is why the main reason he wants to elect it as the Taiwanese president. But the problem is that Guo is a businessman. He's not a politician. So he's really poor at some political stage. Just like there is one saying Guo said in 2019. He said, if you remember how to decrease the tension between Taiwan and China. Okay, I think that Taiwan can just dismiss their army because you don't have, if you don't have money, China won't beat you. But now this kind of the speech enhance the distrust from the Taiwanese to Guo Taiming, because that he said, okay, hi Guo Taiming, how about you remove all your safeguard and to pretend that no robbers will want to kidnap you. Okay, you don't remove your safeguard, but you say that we should dismiss our army. Do you think this is reasonable? And this kind of the speech has many kind of versions, so people dislike the Guo Taiming, and the Guo Taiming is doomed to not to get the president. His effect is maybe to divide the vote from the pro-China community in Taiwan, because pro-China community in Taiwan, there are many people like Guo and many people like Ho, so they will distribute the vote and make liking the more property to win.
So Cheng, in your opinion, like Terry Gu of Foxconn have some chances or no? In your opinion?
Foxconn.
No, I mean Terry Gu, the candidate, Terry Gu, the independent candidate. Do you think that he has some chances in this election, or it's more DPP, the Democratic against Kuomintang?
This independent candidate has 0% to win the presidentship,
Okay.
but it will decrease the vote from Kuomintang, not DPP. It will decrease the vote from Kuomintang. Yeah, because this candidate in general, he is pro-China. He represents the pro-China one part of pro-China economy, one part of pro-China community, and one part of neutral community. Yeah, so it will divide the votes from the pro-China community. Yeah, this is true.
Other question for you connected to BRICS. When we will talk a little bit more about BRICS, because we talk but very very small. So some days ago there was a new map, a geographical map that was made by China, and it was interesting because there was a lot of parts of other countries that magically became China, like some islands, Philippines, or whatever. Also, for example, one part that is disputed with India, one island of Russian Federation, and blah blah blah. So, there was something in the news about this diplomatic accident of the Chinese geographic map, or nothing?
Chinese what? Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Okay, there was a new geographic maps geographic map.
Geographic map. Okay. And
one new map made by Chinese government, and in this map I will show you. There was let me show you. Okay, I will share my screen. Okay, this. I don't know if you can see the articles. Philippines reject China.
Okay.
This, I was talking about this, like that the Philippines call on China, blah blah blah. Malaysia said it feel diplomatic protest. And whatever. Malaysia. Let me check about Taiwan Forest Minister spokesperson say it was absolutely not a part of China, People Republic of China. So I was talking about this, that there was this, let's say, little problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. This is a very long-term problem in China, like the Southern China Sea. The first thing is to talk about the Southern China Sea. Southern China Sea is the sea which in the Southeast Asia. Although it called about China, but it has actually nothing to do with China. The Southern China Sea is surrounded by the Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, and Malaysia and Indonesia. And the southern Sea China is that there is a history that because the Japanese in the World War II regiment had conquered the majority part of the southern China Sea, but after U.S. had conquered back, the U.S. sent some anonymous islands, very many small islands to go back to China to the Jiangxi. To the President Chiang Kai-shek's reign, and after Chiang Kai-shek has been defeated in the Chinese Civil War and get back to Taiwan, the People's Republic of China has seceded their island. But now the ongoing problem is that those Southeast Asian countries like Philippines, like Vietnam, like Thailand, like Malaysia, like Indonesia, they all have a question. Hey, why this island is belong to China? It was mine before the World War II. It was mine before World War II. So this has certain kind of ambiguity, and this kind of the territory problem is not big and not small. Why not big? Because all those southern China Sea is all the 11 islands in the southern China Sea is very small. They're very small. Maybe the biggest one is 4 square kilometer. So you can see the scale is very small. And I remember in my textbook, the southern part of those islands is called Zhenmu Ansha. It was a coral reef, but just a hair one coral reef. So when the sea tide up and down, when the sea tide down, the coral reef will get into the air. So this reef is called the Ansha. So this is the legal territory in People's Republic of China. But in the international law, this shouldn't be considered as a territory. So this has some ambiguity. But why this issue is not small? Because those sea has the economic sea area, right? The right. So the fishing boats in China can have the right to do the fishing activity near those islands. And if those islands below those islands has a natural gas and like the CH4, the hydrocarbons, like hydrocarbons, then China will have a right to mining those hydrocarbons.
Only to show for the people who don't know where they are, because technically in the South China Sea there is like this archipelagos, but it's called Spratly Islands, and it's contended by many countries. So let me show on a little bit on maps for the people. We are talking about this part. So we have Vietnam here, we have Cambodia, Malaysia, Singapore. Here we have like still Malaysia, Philippines. Here we have Taiwan. For example, Spratly Island are very small. Are these islands? We can see, for example, for example, this one that is called Fiery Cross Reef, and we can see China made on this island. It's an artificial island where they created everything on it, like so. All the others are inhabited, but on this China created everything: airport, infrastructure, football field, tennis, hospital, whatever. So
the hospital,
everything. So it's very interesting because let's say it's some let's say argument that nobody's talking about, but about Spratly Island, I think we can do like 3 hour streams talking about it because there is a lot of interest. Also, Philippines made like a drill with the US a few weeks ago. So it's very interesting. So let me put to you the last two questions just to close. One is military, like through the defense of the first island chain against China, would the US use optionally unnamed surface vessel to make up for the lack of ships in the chain?
In Taiwan, we don't use the unmanned surface vessel like Ukraine. We don't need that. We have a lot of the missiles, so we use the missiles to get single Chinese ship. So they are currently, as far as I know, there are no plan to use the unmanned ships to do this. But maybe China will use this.
Last question, and then we close about BRICS, so we stay under 50 minutes. Last question was from the public. How much of the food that Taiwan imports versus produced, so import and export by food domestically? Would in case on a conflict of China, Taiwan will be able to continue to feed the population? For the food energy imports, do you expect for US fleet to secure shipping?
I think the USB will definitely need to be guard the shipping because the ship around Taiwan is not only Taiwan; it includes Korea and Japan. Korea and Japan is everyone who wants to trade with Korea and Japan need to pass through the Taiwanese Strait. So that even China has invaded Taiwan, unless China wants to invade Taiwan, Korea, and Japan, or he will maximally not to interfere the shipment in the Taiwan Strait, or because this is very dangerous to Japan and South Korea. And while Japan and South Korea are very highly concerned about Taiwanese issue, is also because the strait is too important for them. The Taiwanese strait has nearly 90% of the pass by. The 90% of South Korean ship and Japanese industry need to pass by the Taiwan Strait. So this is why when the war is ongoing, there's unlikely that China will attack the commercial ships unless they want to go against South Korea and Japan. And the Taiwanese people, Taiwanese island is actually very suitable for the agriculture. We are in the subtropical area, so and we have part of a tropical area. So we have for various farming, the agriculture product, and we have very advanced agricultural technology, and more really about 93% of the food are reproduced in Taiwan. Only 10 to 20% of food is imported to the world. But why the some is more than 100%? Because we need to store. We restore some part of food to to prevent from the food shortage, because we have typhoon, we have some the sea incidents, so we need to store some globally 10 to 20%. I remember it's 20% of food for storage to prevent the disaster. So currently there is sure that if China cut off our land, we can still generate our food. This is for sure. What we lack is not food, is energy. We are now currently highly rely on the gasoline, natural gas to become our energy, and we don't have the gasoline and natural gas. We need to import them from. So the crisis will be on energy instead of the food. Yeah. Okay.
Last question, that it's not about Asia, just to close, and like in few minutes. It seems that it's official, like that Ukrainian passed the first Surovikin line in the Zaporizhia Oblast. So there is a lot of geolocalized images, whatever, blah blah blah. So, what is your, let's say, sensation about this in a military way of thinking? Because talking in reality, like the counteroffensive could last maximum 1 month, 1 month and a half for the weather condition. So, what is your opinion of the priorities that could have the Ukrainians in this phase?
I think
anything else?
Yeah, I think currently the states of the Ukrainian battleground will be still on the solid part. The line will be not change more. So they will not to get. We will not see the clear result in next maybe 3 to 5 years. Because both sides want to win. Both sides don't want to negotiate to peace. Both sides don't want, and there are a lot of things ongoing, and that the Ukrainians still doesn't have the decisive strategy, decisive tactic to press through the Russia's defense line. So I think the war will stop and continue in next 5 years. Yeah, and that's one thing I need to mention. Today I have received the textbook in the People Republic of the Luhansk, the Luhansk territory, and the Russia clearly has created their Russian version of the Luhansk textbook, which describes the Ukrainian government as Nazi, requires the founder of the Luhansk and Putin as the hero, and something brainwashing system like that. So that there's some differences between the Ukrainian and Afghanistan war. Is that people in Afghanistan war, the Soviet community, the Soviet government cannot brainwash the Afghanistan people to transfer those Afghan people to Russia. But in Ukraine, we can see that those Russian government is able to brainwash those residents in Ukraine territory and change them to Russia. So this is the difference. Yeah.
So perfect. We stayed after all this chat less than 50 minutes, so we did a good job. You did a good job. Thank you so much for your time. For all the people, remember that Cheng-Wei Lai have like a lot of information on his channel. You can find down in the description. Please subscribe, and we will manage. I'm trying to manage a roundtable with a friend that is DPA from Singapore, Defense Politics Asia, and with Satoru Nagaro, that is a professor from Tokyo, Japan. I would like to make like this Asian group for the next one. So thank you so much. Stay 1 second, and for all the people, see you. There is a surprise because today it wasn't planned, but at 5 p.m. Central Eastern Time, Europe, we will have a full Russian roundtable. So we have inside Russia Konstantin and Natasha from Russia from St. Petersburg. So it will be a little bit taking a look from the Russian perspective, and see you soon.
Yeah.